From Goodyear Heights to podcast listeners everywhere.
Welcome back to Bearded and Crunchy, episode 4. Again, guys, thanks for listening. Everybody that takes time out of the day to listen to us, we so appreciate that. It means a lot to us. And now we're going to get into our regularly scheduled program. Our first 3 episodes were specialized episodes about subjects that we talk about a lot, things that are important to us. And now we're just going to get into regular life and stuff that we need to talk about or think is important to talk about or talk about absolutely nothing.
Is it really all that important, to be honest with you?
Right.
Probably not. But maybe. We just throw the shit out there. We don't.
Yeah, man. We're trying whatever works.
Yeah.
But
it's like spaghetti on the wall. Just kind of throw it, see what sticks.
We're going to get to a little bit of backstory about me and Bob in this episode, talk about us a little bit, and just kind of how we got to where we're at. But I did want to start with this question. Are you ready? Because I've been teasing you this for a few days.
Yeah, you've been dropping hints.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is it?
What's the popular belief? No?
It's polarizing. It's like pineapple on pizza.
Okay, you either do or you don't. There is no... Fuck.
It's got to be. And you know why I say that? Back in the day, now they don't do this anymore, but this is from my older folks. Remember how Subway used to make their subs when they would cut that little triangle? Yeah. Same thing.
Okay.
They were still a sub shop. Sub is a sandwich.
I mean, I'm going to say yes. And here's my rationale behind it, right? Because you have sausage sandwiches. And technically that's a form of sausage. And there goes your pop filter. Nice.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to say yeah. Because you could do a lot of condiments.
I agree.
And, yeah. More like a sub sandwich, right?
But there's some people that say, well, it's, it's not like a sandwich is like between 2 pieces, not 1 piece. But I disagree with that. I agree.
It's between bread.
But I'm going to throw this one out there because this is really going to blow your mind, and then we'll move into our regularly scheduled program. Is cereal soup?
No. Cereal.
Why?
Milk.
What about
cold?
What about like cream of broccoli? Okay, there are cold soups.
I know.
There are cold soups.
I know, but it's cereal.
I just thought those were interesting.
Yeah, because then you got to go into like there's some old timers out there that'll say like oatmeal is soup or not soup but cereal. They'll call it cream of wheat cereal.
Porridge.
I don't like porridge.
All right, I just thought that would be a fun way to enter this. So guys, episode 4. I honestly can't believe we're here. I know we just said that in our last episode, but it's crazy. We'll get into a little bit about us, the podcasters, and maybe tell some funny stories or something like that.
Yeah, I realized that we haven't done that yet. It's just been like Star Wars, sports, music.
Yeah, I mean, they know what we like, but they don't know who we are.
They're gonna know what we look like before we. Yeah, they know what we.
Bob, I'll let you go first.
Man, that stinks.
Gotcha with that one.
What do you want to know?
So where are you from? Are you born and raised from where you're at? Were you born somewhere else? Moved here? What's? Give me the details. We both say Goodyear Heights because that's
Goodyear Heights.
We were both raised in Goodyear Heights the majority of our life, and that's where we got all of our. I was
actually born at the now torn down St. Thomas Hospital in Akron, Ohio,
which eventually became a psychiatric hospital.
I spent 3 days there back in the day because my medicine drove me insane. Unfortunately, mental health.
Yeah.
And we've talked at length about that over the years. We've been friends. But yeah, I grew up in Goodyear Heights for most of my life. I spent the first 5 years of my life down Britton Road. What used to be the hamburger station and it became like the titty bar down there, Jen's Den or whatever? There's those brick apartments right across the street.
Yes.
Actually, my parents lived there when I was born. And my mom and dad bought this house in 1988. I was 5 years old when we moved here, and it's 2026. My dad's still here. We record here because our houses are both very chaotic with children, dogs, spouses,
Life.
neighbors.
Yep.
So it's actually very quiet over here because my dad is a retiree and he lives by himself 99% of the time.
And he was graciously
Very gracious.
allowed us to
Record.
record here. So, similar story. It's actually a little crazy. Wait till you hear this.
Yeah.
I was born in Southern Ohio in Springfield, not township. That's right over by
The lake.
Yeah, the lake. It's actually down by Dayton in that area. I was born at Springfield Hospital, 1980, and 5 years later, when I was 5, we moved to Goodyear Heights.
Nice.
Well, that's actually, there's a little bit to that. I actually only lived there for like the first 8 months to a year. Then we moved to South Akron. I actually spent the first 3.5, 4 years
The South Side.
in the worst. I lived on the corner of West Miller and Victory. And if you know
fuck.
anything about South Akron, that's
Oh, God.
the heart of some of the worst areas in Akron.
No
But
kidding.
then my dad, they moved to Goodyear Heights. I was 5, and
Right
they
behind
lived
Cyberlink?
there. Yes, literally less than a 3-minute walk from your house.
That's crazy.
That we didn't find out
Yeah.
until we were both adults. Yeah, and then we moved over there, and then we lived there. Well, I lived there till I moved out. I tried to get out as soon as I could.
Yeah.
But they lived there till 2005 when my dad had a heart attack. Then they moved to Stowe, and then now they're both dead. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, same man. Like we moved there. It was, again, we both don't live there now, but
No.
it developed us in a way. Like what people don't know about Akron, and I love this about Akron is, I mean, it was so diverse.
Very.
You had Asian kids, you had Hispanic kids, you had black kids, you had white kids, and I'm a firm believer. You're not born with hate.
Right.
You're taught or you learn hate.
100%.
And I was privileged enough that we were privileged enough that we grew up around a lot of different cultures and
Yes.
stuff. So we were able to really, and really, if you really think about it, it's really not about color. It's about green and gold. We were all poor. That's
Yeah,
what
for
we
the most
had.
part.
That's what we had in common.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot growing up. So,
Right.
and that'll bind you quicker than anything else in this
And
world.
it does. It does.
But yeah, yep. So definitely representing the Heights to the fullest. That's why we
always
start
do.
that's why we start
always
every
do.
episode. So a little bit more, Bob. Obviously you've alluded, you're married, kids.
Married kids, yeah.
So
We it's funny for me, with me and my wife, we had been friends on Facebook for a long time. And I was in a relationship with my daughter's mother for a long time. And that dissolved, it may be contentious on some sides. I could care less. I've moved completely on, with my life, and I've been with my wife for almost 9.5. Oh my God, 9.5 years almost. We've been married 5.
goes by fast.
In fact, my anniversary was 10 days ago. 5 years, and it doesn't seem like that because it feels like I just got married recently. Although sometimes, being married for as long as you guys have been married for, it's a process. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot. And we'll get to my situation here in a minute. But
And don't get me wrong, I obviously I love my wife.
Of course.
I do. I love my wife. I love my kids. I've got one from previous. She's 15, and then my wife has one from a previous. She's also 15. They're 2 months apart, 2.5 months apart. They might as well be twin sisters at this point. And then we have our little boy together, who's a little towhead version of me. He's my little mini me. I shall call him mini me.
yeah, beautiful family you got there. But
Sometimes.
shout out to the family.
fame.
Me and Rhiannon knew each other. I actually knew her older brother, so I've known her basically our entire lives since we were kids. And she found me on Facebook one day. We started talking, and in 2011 we got married. I also have kids from a previous relationship, and even though I have child support and stuff, haven't seen her in a very long time, but that's a story for another day. And then we had Ty in 2013.
The
Who
boy.
was, yeah, man.
He's a good kid.
He's a sweetheart. But unfortunately, we are currently going through a divorce.
Poo-poo.
But, you know, it's amicable. You know,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of things happen in relationships, man. You know, I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter if you grow up with somebody, you know, sometimes you just grow apart.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you want
things
different
change.
things, or
And, you know, we both made some mistakes, and we just realized that, like, you know, we're just really, really good friends. And that's okay. And,
Yeah,
you know, I
that's
still
okay.
live there. We're cohabitating, co-raising Ty. We want him to, we got to break the cycle. You know,
Yeah.
I had both of my parents, but it was a very toxic childhood. I'm in therapy for it now. I've told Bob a lot of my deep, dark past. And, you know, you just, you know, you change as a person. And,
You do.
you know, the good thing is like we can make it work until, you know, we want to, like I said, we wanted to break the cycle. We wanted him to see that just because sometimes, you know, people break up, that doesn't mean that they hate each other.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they don't like each other. It's just, you just realize it's like, you know what, you know, maybe on a romantic level, it's just, it's not it anymore. And then that's okay. But she's an amazing mother. She was an amazing wife. I wouldn't regret anything. I mean, hell, I wouldn't be the man I am today without her.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would
she
agree.
got me to go to college. She's helped me through everything I've been through. When my dad was dying, she helped me through that.
Yeah.
When I was going through everything with my ex and my daughter, she tried to help me with that. So she's been amazing.
And that's the funny thing. Like, it's not even a 6 degrees of separation. I knew your wife way back in the day when I was a young man too. And,
Indeed.
you know, and she knows my wife.
Yep.
And it's kind of one of those things, like, how did we never know?
We'll tell the story now.
Tell it.
So I went to school later in life in my 30s, and I graduated with a drafting and design, basically a wish version of an engineering degree, but
Wish version.
still a degree. It's an associate's. And I got into drafting and design, CAD drafting, and I got hired in by a small little place that we like to call
Dicom.
It's a pipe manufacturing place. They do pipes and tubes for big cranes and stuff like that.
Hydraulic.
Yeah, hydraulic lines, some exhaust, but more so hydraulic and
Right.
pneumatic lines. And when we would get slow on the engineering side, they would have me go out to the shop and work.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, they sent me into Crint one day, and here's this gentleman that I keep looking at, and I'm like, God, this guy looks familiar. Like, who the fuck is
Who the
this?
fuck is this?
And he keeps looking at me, and
Like, motherfucker, I know you.
yeah, like we just knew, like, man, and he
I broached the subject.
he approached me. He was like, hey, did you go to East? I was like, yeah. You did too, huh?
Yeah.
And as they say, the rest is history.
Class of 99, correct, sir?
Yes, I 99, and you were, let me make sure I get this right, 02?
01.
01. I should have knew that.
01. My wife, and the funny part, my wife was 2000. So we're all kind of, but that's kind of the juxtaposition, I guess, to use a big word. You know, we literally grew up. I mean, you could probably see your house from my dad's front yard.
If you looked in a
the-
certain direction, you might actually be able to see the
And
house.
to run with, we've talked about it before, obviously, but to run with completely different people, our friends groups, to go to the same high school, to know a lot of the same people, to not become friends until we were in our late 30s is beyond me.
It's amazing because I mean we absolutely know the same people. But you know, to be fair, in my younger years, I wasn't, you know, again, the childhood I had and the constant trying to be away. I wasn't an evil person, but I wasn't the nicest person to get along with. So, you know, who knows what would have happened back then? It happened. You know, the way I like to say it is, my son says it all the time, and he goes, "It happened the way it was supposed to happen."
Yeah, I agree with your son.
I mean, think about it. If we would have had that, I mean, we may not be sitting here
Right.
today doing what we're doing. So everything happens for a reason, but yeah, it's wild. Like, guys, when we say we live that close, like, we're not, like, I guarantee you, I couldn't do it now because bearded and crunchy. I could probably throw a rock and hit my house over this couple of these streets.
And the cool part about now is where we both live at. I mean, obviously we're still in different cities, but we're only 7 minutes away, maybe 8 minutes away.
I think I'm like 12 minutes, but I mean,
but it's only like 2 miles.
Yeah, it's not very.
It's not. No, I mean we still live close.
Yeah, close enough for sure.
And unfortunately, not in Akron.
No. Akron's not what it used to be. It's a little different, but I mean, I guess that's yeah, it's every neighborhood. It changes.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's still the city I come from.
Well, and the Cyberlink tore down, gone.
Yeah. Goodyear
tore down, gone. East renovated. They now have 7th and 8th in another wing. So things have definitely changed. As Bob said, he's 43. I'm 45. So we're a little bit older, but Akron was, like I said, it was diverse. It was a place to be. There were so many places. Like, if you were in the Heights, you were at the Res. I mean, you can't. Oh yeah. I mean, if
playing ball, swimming.
Swimming, there was 85 baseball fields, and then we could cut through where the Linda was and go to Dairy Mart and steal candy and
drinks.
Oh, those were the days.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
and we did all of that.
Oh my God,
for sure.
And unfortunately, the news rack. I took so many cards and comics from that place.
And it's not even the news rack anymore.
No, a fun fact: a friend of mine growing up, it turned into the game rack.
It did.
A couple guys we grew up with actually bought it. I think I might have this backwards, but they either reopened it as the news rack and then changed to the game rack, or they reopened as a game rack and then changed it back to the news rack. But since it's been completely closed, but there was a flip flop there too. But that was a nice little store. I used to love that place. It was right next to. We had a theater.
Is it still open?
I believe so.
Because I know.
I haven't been by there in a while. Maybe on my way home today, I'll take that route just to see.
I think what's his face is part owner in the Linda because he owns what used to be the post office right there.
Yeah, Schweier.
Well,
anyways,
yeah.
I mean, good times. I just, as I'm saying this, I'm drawing a blank because I'm going back to memories of being a kid there. Like, it was just so much fun. We did so much stuff.
We did
traveling to neighborhoods that we we weren't supposed to. Something you kids don't know about, making sure you're home by the time the street lights are on, and
yes sir,
those types of things. All the memes you guys see is real life.
It's
guys.
Very true.
We drank out of garden hoses if we were like once you went out that door, if you came back in, you were in for good. Beat. So yeah,
summer vacation hit, man. Like, we were gone. I was down the street with my friends.
I was out.
We were out playing ball, riding bikes.
Yeah, the moment I woke up, I was on my bike and gone. Man, I was traveling to Elliott, Firestone, wherever the fuck I could go. Telling my dad, I'll be over at such and such house.
Yeah.
And I was out.
Never. Yeah.
But yeah, let's dive a little more into Akron. Where we grew up, some of the things, things that are there, things that weren't there, staples. That we know of and go to. The Rubber Bowl.
Gone. I drive by it every day going. So I run a retail route delivering tires and car parts for Conrad's. I love my job. I really do. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I love being on the road, but I go by there quite often, and it still makes me sad because I have seen a lot of high school football games there. I saw a couple college games there. My fun fact is I saw the game with Akron U. Oh, God, who did he play for? It was Leftwich when he hurt his ankle and they were carrying him down the field.
Marshall.
They were carrying him down the field. I was at that football game.
Wow.
And it was cold as balls.
Well, I think they missed an opportunity there because they did finally, somebody had bought it and they were going to turn it back into, because from what my dad had said back in the day, there was a lot of legendary concerts there too, sir. And they could have redone that. It wasn't, you could have never turned that into a field again. No. Because there was trees growing in the stands and shit.
Yeah. I'd have loved to have seen it as a
concert. It's funny though. I've played on that field.
You played on the old turf though. The hard puke green.
That shit sucked.
Hurt.
Yeah, it was rough. But we didn't have we had a practice field, we didn't have a home
Right.
field.
I don't even know if they do at all still.
No, they still have the practice field, but
Yeah, they don't
they
play
actually have
games.
new. I actually, when I'm coming here every week, I drive right past the way I go, and
Nice.
brings back a lot of memories.
Oh, I'm sure.
Still tell they don't have a lot of money, boy. That the sled bag
Still the same?
beat the fuck up. They did get new goalposts, but
Yeah.
it still looks
Or
like
they
the
just
same
repainted
piece of-
them?
No, they're
they're
different
new?
style.
Oh.
Remember the old school that were like H?
Yeah.
They actually went to the newer
U?
style, yeah. So
Ah,
that's how I could
moving
tell
on
they were
up.
different. Yeah, but they didn't do it with nothing else. But yeah, I played on that field a couple of times. Good times.
I have a question for you thinking about that in high school. And my wife and I have talked about this a few times, actually. And I agree with my wife and my mother-in-law, actually. So when we went to East, what were we? What were we?
High schoolers?
Yeah, but what were we?
Teenagers.
What was East?
Oh, the Orientals.
We were the Fighting
yeah, we
Orientals.
were the Fighting Orientals.
And now they have changed it
To the Dragons.
to the Dragons, which, you know,
I mean, that was our mascot.
the Dragon was always, Chang was always the mascot. But I'm never, I will never, ever, ever
we
be.
graduated as Orientals.
Yeah,
That's
I will
why.
be an East High School Fighting Oriental.
And we, I acknowledge how that could be
yeah.
seen,
Offensive.
but it was never like nobody I knew even talked about it being offensive.
Even
back
the
then.
Asian kids we
Yeah,
went to school
yeah.
with didn't care. They're
No,
like,
it was
yeah,
representation.
my high
I mean, now we look back, that's representation. I mean, they never, I'll give it to East.
Hey.
Sorry about that. That was my medicine alarm, guys.
take your medicine.
But yeah, there was never no, racist kind of
No.
nobody ever looked at it like that. We were the Fighting Orientals.
Didn't care.
And and I say I graduated on Oriental.
Me
That's
too.
fine. They can change the name, and I understand it. But I graduated in Oriental.
I did. My wife did. My mother-in-law did.
Yep.
My mother did.
Yep. Rhiannon did. I mean, her older brothers both did. I mean, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, East was, it was it, man. Like I said, it was diverse. You could see so many different types of cultures and
Yeah.
kids and stuff. It was amazing.
Do you remember when you were in high school during lunchtime when they would have like that open gym period?
I sure do.
And you could walk from the cafeteria across the then parking lot to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, that's not like that anymore, right? They built all on the back of that when they remodeled everything, when they built the new edition of Goodyear. Well, they took a lot of that back parking lot where the kids parked and teachers parked at in the back.
Built off
It's
of
all
it?
built. It's all built up now.
I'll have to go look because I drive past it, but
Yeah.
when you're coming up the little hill around that side, you can't.
Yeah, you can't see back
there.
There's like a it's like a courtyard there now. It's
So they flipped because remember in the front was the courtyard.
Yeah, but it's
Because when we were freshmen, that's what the freshmen would practice was in that front
Yeah.
yard because the JV and varsity would be
In the
in
back.
the backfield.
But-
So it looks like they flopped.
yeah, they moved the parking lots to more because they had more space up
Well,
front.
and I seen that, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the back is all built up now.
Well, I mean, shit, because we wouldn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
There was
Go
those
smoke.
stairs that went
Yep.
down to the field. You could go down there, or behind that was the weightlifting garage there. Behind there, you could get behind there.
and go smoke.
Yeah. I didn't smoke cigarettes then, but I did smoke other things.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. How about let's talk about some staples. I might be niche here with this one. I think about this a lot, and Jermaine, you're gonna love this. At Six Corners, and if you're from the Heights, you know Six Corners. We had Six Corners Deli. We had Young Fellows, which ended up becoming like a CVS and all that, but it was originally called Young Fellows. And then there was Mr. C's Bookshop,
Yeah.
and then you had Dairy Queen, and then there was a Dairy Mart, and then over there was a bank.
Yep.
And then where that bank was, there was like a section of like buildings.
Like a strip.
Yeah, and there
Two-story?
was a Italian pizza shop called La Pizza Shop.
Best pizza you'll ever
And
have.
they had what ironically ended up when me and Rhiannon got together, they made something called Pizza Pups. It's where you take a hot dog, you put spaghetti sauce, and you put provolone cheese, you put them in the oven.
Nice.
the pizza shop was the first place I seen that. It was a foot long like that. And it was called a Pinocchio.
Goddamn.
And it had pizza sauce and like, and bro, motherfuck, those were good. I can't begin to tell you how much I'd love to have one of those again. But that closed way before they even tore that down. And then they built the new bank, and then
the guy that owned it had, I believe from what my dad said, he had retired, passed it down to the son. The son basically drove it into the ground. And then when the bank wanted to build, and Walgreens.
Oh yeah,
they built the Walgreens.
Yeah, that's right. They built the Walgreens first. That's right.
But when they wanted to buy all that up, he said, "Yep, no problem." And then the Chinese food place.
That was my introduction to Chinese food.
It was
that
amazing.
Place. Me and Jermaine used to go there. Dude, you could get 2 egg rolls for $1.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
They all sold out. My dad had been going to La Pizza from the time he was a kid in the 60s until they closed it down.
There's only one pizza shop better in Akron, and that's Luigi's.
Luigi's is
good. It's award winning. The issue is getting there and getting it because it's packed at all times.
Right. And they're only open certain hours.
And it's expensive. Yep. It's not cheap, but you're getting, it's top quality shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you guys, if you're in Akron and you ain't never had Luigi's,
you got to stop.
If you got 4 or 5 hours to wait in line to eat in,
unless you're there early.
If you get it to go, it's
delicious.
You don't have to wait. But
I had lasagna from there one time that was phenomenal.
Their meatballs and their pizza is just something to fucking. It's phenomenal. It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. What's some things that aren't there that you remember, or maybe even some things that are there but not really.
You know what's really sad for me is Midway Plaza.
I was hoping you would say that. I'm not kidding you. That was in my mind.
All the shit that used to be at that plaza, and it's basically just
it's an empty parking lot.
It looks like a DMZ.
Yeah.
It's all gone. Yeah. And then you go down around the corner up Talmadge Avenue, and I grew up bowling there because I bowled Eastgate. For many, many years. Not even, Eastgate's gone too.
Oh.
Eastgate's, that's the one in the basement.
Yeah.
And the plaza. But Midway. I grew up bowling at Midway from the time I was 5 until I was in my 20s. And they just sold. And the guy that owned it got in bed with the guy that was running Stonehenge. And now Stonehenge isn't Stonehenge anymore. It's like Station 300.
Station 330, I thought.
300.
Oh, okay.
For 300 games.
Oh.
But I mean,
thought it was 330 for Akron.
After all the money that they had spent renovating Midway, for it to only be open for maybe a decade after it was done, and then just gone. And then they were going to turn it into a dispensary, and I don't know if they ever did that or not.
I hope they're at least using it for something.
I don't know.
That area is prime for those types of businesses to thrive.
I hate that area.
Yeah, it's shitty now.
North Hill is, it's just gone downhill.
Yeah,
unfortunately. It didn't used to be that way.
Let's talk about a staple in Akron that's still there, though. Swenson's.
I just had Swenson's the other day, bro.
I'm jealous. And I apologize because I know you had to mortgage your house to eat there.
$14.50 for a Galley Boy mushrooms and a mint whip.
Yeah, it's. I haven't been there in quite some time, but if you want to talk about a good burger, dog,
one of the best.
It's only in Northeast Ohio. There's a few going towards Cleveland, but not a lot. But the main ones are here in Akron.
Like Mr. Hero, we'll talk Mr. Hero then too, because that's an Ohio staple.
It's a Northeast Ohio staple as well.
And I could tell you a story about that. I have an uncle that lives down in just outside of Houston, Texas. Shout out to Houston, Texas, to everybody down there.
Man.
But when he would come up here to visit my grandparents back when I was a kid, they would always stop the day before they would go home to a Mr. Hero, and he would buy like 8 Roman burgers.
Good for him.
And put them in the cooler on ice and take them home.
Well, that's funny you should mention that because for Mother's Day, that's what Rhiannon wanted was Mr. Hero.
You got Mr. Hero?
So we got Mr. Hero. I could eat 100 Roman burgers and not give 2 shits. It's so good. Yeah, guys, it's a sub shop, and it's not like it's not Jersey Mike's, it's not Subway, it's just different. If you've never been to one, go to one. I highly, highly recommend a Roman burger or a hot buttered cheesesteak.
100%.
They are so good, and they have the waffle fries, and they have they call them wafer fries.
Yeah,
but they're waffle fries.
Wafer.
The cheese sauce that they give,
phenomenal.
There's nothing like it on the planet.
Not even close anywhere else.
It's so good. But yeah. There's a few things, and then there's Swenson's rival. I'm drawing a blank. Skyway. It's over in. I don't think it's a comparison, but Michael Simon, the famous chef, you guys have seen him on Chef. He is from Ohio. He is from Cleveland. Talked about there was a show that used to come on the Food Network, and it was about rivals, and he did a Skyway Swenson's.
I would rather have Swenson's.
Oh, it's not close for me, but believe it or not, there's some people that think Skyway's better. I disagree. Not saying Skyway's bad. That's not what I'm saying. But it's not Swenson's.
Oh, here's another. Since we're on the topic of food staples, what about when A&W used to be up at the Circle?
Please don't. Please.
Does that not make you?
That breaks my heart.
I know, man.
It is. Listen, guys. Root beer stands are no longer. There's one A&W left in the world, and I can't remember where it was.
There's one on 59 out in Kent.
Is it still open?
Yeah. And there's a B&K out in Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah.
B&K's all right.
B&K's good, but it's not A&W.
No.
Guys, A&W is literally the best hot dog I have ever had. Their Coney dogs.
To die for.
You could get 12 for $10 back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
But what I have to tell you is they made their root beer in-house, and you could tell.
Oh, yeah.
They had the
Ice
syrup
cold.
and you could see it. It was a drive-in. You couldn't eat, like you could eat there, but it wasn't like an inside restaurant. It was a drive-in. You would pull up, you'd eat in your car. They'd have the little tray that sat on your window.
Yep.
And we didn't get to go very often because we were broke. But
and it's expensive.
We did. It is not. I'm sure it is now. Back then, it was actually really affordable. But man, I'm so mad about that. It's
I know.
the best hot dog and root beer
And
you will
it's
ever
just
have.
the building and the property is just empty. It's just.
I would give anything for that. I would give that more than, honestly, and this is going to sound crazy, more than the pizza shop. Because we have good Italian and pizza shops that I can. Yeah. We ain't got nothing like.
I would say that because I remember going there just to get, like a foot-long Coney dog, mustard, onions.
I can taste it.
But
I can literally taste it.
But my difference is as much as I loved root beer, I loved A&W cream soda that much more.
It was, dude, and they used to sell the
mugs,
glass mugs.
Yeah, I think my dad has one.
500 pounds.
Yeah.
So you put them in your freezer.
Yup.
You get the root beer. You get your scoop of vanilla, and it is game. It's game over. I will say another thing that they had that a lot of people don't talk about is their onion rings.
Good.
Oh my god, dude! Everything about that place. Even if you got a burger there, it was good.
Yeah.
But their hot dogs were where it was at.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Eminem has a line in a song that he does with T.I. where he goes, "If you're gonna tell me that A&W ain't the spot for the best hot dogs, you can get the F on, dog." And me and Rhiannon, she'll love that if she listens. We laugh at that line because we agree. Yeah. It's the best hot dog place you have ever eaten from.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's the one. Big Boy.
Man, remember when it was at the Circle as well?
Oh my God. So I'm going to tell a quick story about that. My dad was very controlling, and I never got to do, even as an adult before my mom passed, to do anything with my mother, just me and her. He had to be included. But there's a caveat to that. Even if he was included, the day of or the night before, we were going to do something. And this is even like eating out. He would just cancel. I don't want to do it. So I would offer to take, can I want to take you guys out? He wouldn't do it. Well, when my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer back in 2007, that was a rough few years for me. But I looked at my dad and I said, the Mother's Day that year, it was Mother's Day, because we had found out towards the end of 2007 going into 2008. Mother's Day 2008, I said, we're going out to eat. For Mother's Day. And we went to the Big Boy. We went to the one that was, because after the one on that you're talking about closed, there was still one in Cuyahoga Falls / Stowe.
Yeah, it was Graham Road.
Yes, and we went to that one because my parents were living in Stowe at the time.
Oh, okay.
So we went to that one, and I have fond memories about that because we sat there for 4 hours.
Just
and just talked and laughed
Man.
and cried and just. She was like nibbling at her plate, and I was like, Mom, you're dying. Eat. She goes up and comes back, and her plate is mounded with food, and I felt good about that. But yeah, big boy, man, and they were, they had everything. I mean, it was your typical, just like a Applebee's, but better.
Just a good diner.
Yeah, it was just like a diner, and it was just good food. But well, let's see. What else? I mean, dude, there's so many things we could talk about. I mean, at one point, it was the rubber capital of the world, if you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, now it's the polymer capital.
Yeah, indeed it is.
So,
I took polymers in high school.
I did not.
I took tech prep engineering, which was polymers, computer programming, computer design, robotics, and something else. But I learned all that. Didn't take any of it with me, but obviously
Right.
the drafting, the CAD. But
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think, man, what are like just some things from our child, like, dude, things that like I don't. You might get it more than, but where we're at now, at where we live now, we don't get ice cream trucks. Do you guys still have them kind of floating around?
I haven't seen one in since
Well, and that's weird because that down on Barber Road they have that storage place that keeps a lot of those
I haven't
trucks.
seen one. I haven't seen one in my neighborhood in 5 years. Probably.
I don't know if Ty's ever seen one.
6 years.
I don't know if
Because
Ty's
I
ever seen
remember
one.
shit over here. We had like 2 or 3 that would
Dude,
run
there
the
was
neighborhood.
So many, man. There were so many.
And
there
now
was something about.
It's a thing of the past. I
Yeah.
think, unfortunately, and that stinks because kids will never understand.
So, since we're on the subject, another spot that Akron was good for that they have a lot of ice cream parlors. You got Strickland's.
Yeah.
You got
Handles.
Handles. You got Pav's Creamery.
Yeah.
Um,
I got Scoops out in
Scoops.
Barberton.
There's another one out there too.
Magic City.
Magic City.
Freeze.
It's something. Durbin's. It's called Durbin's.
Durbin's is. We've
That's
had
a good
ice
one.
cream
and
from
then
both.
we had the one by me, and it's mistaken me now.
The one next to Fat Boys.
Yeah, I know what it's called now, but I can't remember
Yeah.
what it was before
Any
because that's
good?
when it was good.
It's not.
Well,
good
the same
anymore.
people that bought that restaurant bought them. It's now the
Oh.
Wolf Creek Creamery. Or something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but we had a lot of those too. Strickland's was where we went. The one down
Always.
by the rubber wall.
Always.
That's where we went as kids.
That was the
but
spot, man.
once we moved out here though, and we started seeing, or once we moved where we moved, and then I got hip to Durbin's and
Scoops.
Scoops. And, I wish I could remember what.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't
that.
remember what it was called now. It's literally right next to my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we had a lot of ice cream parlors, a lot of that. No wonder I'm a diabetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good times, man. We definitely didn't have a shortage of, man. That's the thing, man. Like, you know, I understand technology. You know, I'm gonna get in put my boomer pants on now. I understand technology is necessary. Hell, it rules
Yeah.
our life. I can't live without my phone.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of stuff we can't, you know, live without, you know, nowadays. But man, there was something simple about just getting up, getting on your bike, and just
Going.
fucking going, man.
And not caring and
yeah,
not.
just
The only time you were ever inside during summer vacation was when it was raining.
when it was raining, and that's when video games came out.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I can remember sitting around the 64 and just having Mario Kart battles and Mortal Kombat battles and
Yep.
just all kinds of stuff.
Playing Madden to all
Yep.
NBA Live '95.
Yep. Weekends we just crashing at somebody's house. Like I'm gonna be
I was
here.
never home, dude. Once me and Jermaine met, once that bell let out Friday, dog, I was at Jermaine's till
Gone.
Sunday night.
I don't blame you.
I wasn't. I wasn't trying to be home if I didn't have to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was good times, man. It raised us. I mean, shit. Definitely the core values of what we are. We learned from
Oh yeah.
the Heights, man, from Akron. So
But the nice thing now is where I'm at. It's so quiet over there.
Yep,
You know,
that's
I
what
can
I like
sit on my
quiet.
deck and have a bonfire going, drinking a glass of wine, just relaxing and not hearing gunshots and not
there
taking anything away.
no, Akron wasn't perfect.
But-
I mean, we grew up in the heart of the gang wars.
Yeah.
Like when the Bloods and Crips were really heavy, and it was in the music, and it was in media, and
Right.
it was on news, and so I mean, Akron wasn't the easiest, man. It was, there was definitely trials and tribulations. Like I said, man, a lot of us were, weren't the richest. We were broke, so we didn't have a lot.
Had to fight for what we had too sometimes.
But I guess we'll go on to something real quick that I meant to bring up and I forgot, but it just jogged my memory. But what a lot of people don't know is where Goodyear Heights is. Actually used to be Native American land, and that's why, if you noticed, a lot of the street names are
Native American,
Mohican, Tonawanda, Mohawk. Like they're all intertwined, and they're all.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, they tried to tell us, like we heard old wives' tales, that it was an Indian burial ground, but since then it's been proven that that's not true. But it was old Native American land, and that's why they tried to.
And they call
it the way
they call it Goodyear Heights because all of the rubber stuff from Goodyear.
Yeah.
In fact, what my dad's house was a motorcycle up the street.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is why I don't live in Akron anymore. But my dad's house is over 100 years old. It was originally built as a Goodyear executive home for executives. That's why it's like 2,000 plus square feet.
And 35 feet away from the at one point, the worldwide headquarters.
Yeah. And then have you gone up the street and seen what they're doing with the reservoir?
I did. They're redoing the actual reservoir part of it. I drove by when we first started recording again just to look, and I seen that they completely redid the pool. They had closed it for quite a few years, and now it looks like fun.
I'm jealous.
Like, holy shit.
I'm jealous.
No slides and shit when we were
No.
It was just the deep end and fun.
Just concrete and sludge.
Yeah. But, like I say, man, Akron had its plus and minuses. But it's like Rose said in, I believe it was either Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker, but she goes, I want to burn down this beautiful, wonderful place. It's like
sometimes
it had so many good times, but there was a lot of heartaches, rough growing up, a lot of shit we had to deal with.
Yeah.
But we ain't no different than anybody. It doesn't matter if you're in Akron, you're in Compton, you're in New York, or if you're in
Miami,
bumfuck Nebraska, dude. We all go through what we go through, and that's what makes us all the same.
That was always the fun part for us, was getting to leave this place and go on vacation. And you know what it's like as a father, and you get to that point and you're like, I just want to leave just for a week.
I mean, listen, it's okay to be attached to where you grew up, but guys, you got to spread your wings. I mean, if I hadn't have settled down with Rhiannon and had kids, the fact that both of my other best friends besides you moved out of state,
right?
I'd be with them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, listeners don't know this, but you know this. We had this discussion. My aunt passed away last summer, and we're the patriarchs and matriarchs.
Yeah.
Like with my older cousins and my siblings, I'm 10 years younger than them, but they're still my cousins and siblings.
Right.
They and me included there's no grandparents left, no aunts and uncles. There's nothing.
Really?
They're all gone, man.
Man, I got one grandparent left. She's going to be 85 or is now 85. But all my other grandparents are gone. Much like yourself, my mom has been gone for 15 years. Strangely enough, because we've had a chance to talk about that over the years, my mom also had stage 4 cancer. She passed from renal cell carcinoma, which, strangely enough, lead singer from Three Doors Down just passed from
away.
it. But I think his was more aggressive because my mom lived with hers for over 10 years. So I had time.
11 months.
Really?
Yep. My mom was diagnosed December of 2007, and she passed away November of 2008.
Damn.
But it was stage 4 small cell carcinoma.
Yeah.
And
man,
nothing they did. And the chemo on her, just she couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom this year, November, 18 years.
Jesus.
And
it doesn't feel like it, right?
It feels both.
Yeah.
In many ways, it feels like I haven't seen her in 50 years.
Right.
And in some ways, I can still feel her hug me. You know.
Have you gotten to the point, and I, not to like be the Debbie Downer here, but have you gotten to the point where you almost forget what she sounded like when she spoke?
I do.
Yeah.
Many times. And that's the hard part of it.
Yeah.
You try to keep the memories,
Right.
but it's hard. You know, I struggled with my mom's death. The first 3 or 4 years was really hard. But I struggled even up to recently, up to the last few years, with it sometimes.
It's tough.
And unfortunately, when we had decided, me and Rhiannon, that we were going to divorce, I needed to go back in therapy and really be 100% open, because I was very bad with not communicating, but communicating when something bothered me or when I didn't feel like my needs were being met. I live by this saying: it was safer to be quiet than to be misunderstood. So I kept things to myself. But once I realized that, you know, our marriage had finished its course, I really started delving into therapy. And unfortunately, I reached out to my brother, and I had found out some, you know, my dad was a very, very mean man. He was a Hell's Angel. He was a misfit. For all you people that are older, you know that the Misfits ran Akron and Kenmore for a very long time back in the late 60s and into the 70s. And it became the Akron chapter of the Hells Angels. He was in the Marines. He got honorable discharge. He was in and out of prison most of his teens and young adult life. And my mom was my hero. But unfortunately, in delving into my past and really opening up and trying to heal wounds, my mom wasn't the most innocent either. Well, so I now had to have 2 caveats. But my therapist told me, she goes, don't let that cloud the good memories that you had. And I try to do that. But it is tough, because it led me to figuring out that, you know, love isn't blood. Love isn't how you feel. Yeah. You know, I got people that are supposedly my blood that I haven't talked to in a very long time.
Yeah, me too. Me too, surprising.
My friends, you, Vonnie, you know, and Vonnie and Jermaine, just because of longevity. But you became that immediately when you came into my life. But
yeah,
I didn't realize this till I had a therapy session about 4 months ago. I didn't have a safe place as a kid. Yeah, that's why I ended up being the way I was. That's why I kept to myself, and I didn't feel safe anywhere to talk about what I was going through or what I was feeling until I met Jermaine. And she told me, she goes, you know, she said, Eric, she goes, you didn't have a support system until you were 16, 17 years old. She goes,
you're already through
the formidable years with no safety net, nobody to help you. And that made me realize that, you know, it did help me get over the shock of finding out that, you know, my mom wasn't perfect. And I understand that people aren't perfect. But there was things that I found out that, if the source wasn't the source, I could have went, that's not true.
Right. I understand.
But not to get too long-winded, but I found out that blood don't mean shit. No. You know, you, Vonnie, and Jermaine, I can't thank enough, because you guys have been my support system. You know, Jermaine for 30 years, Vonnie going on 26, 27 years, and you now, 6, 7 years.
6, 7.
And I...
Goddamn kids.
Fuckers. I would say that I am more well off than most people with that, though, because you know, some people feel obligated to work on those relationships because they are family, and I don't feel that way.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we talk, it doesn't even matter. We talk every day.
Every day, guys.
Every day. Even when I'm driving when I'm not supposed to be. Shh, don't tell anybody. But, I mean...
Even when I'm at work. God, I hope they don't
hear
that.
But it's always it's always something like, hey, did you see this? Or, you know, how you feeling today?
Yep.
You know,
You
especially.
doing all right, Bob? Haven't heard from you.
Yeah.
You know, he'll send me a text. He'll be like, hey, man, you all right?
You
He
feeling
goes,
good today?
I haven't heard from you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's never intentional. But again, man, you know, we don't try to be your alpha males.
No.
We're aware that we're flawed. We have issues, and that's why, you know, guys, for you that don't know, like, this is part of our therapy.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Come in here and me and him just talking while you guys just listen to us babble on about shit that nobody wants to hear.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit.
It gives solace to us because it gives us the time to break away from the real world.
Yeah. That's.
And it's priceless because, you know, Bob, you deal with a really bad anxiety,
right?
And you do have depression, but in my experience with you, I think the anxiety is much more prevalent than the depression.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I think it tilts a little heavier towards depression. I think I'm closer to the middle, but I think it leans heavier to depression. But again, you know, we both had decent childhoods, but there was, you know, you had to go through a divorce, you know, in the worst time in as a teenager and a young adult's life to go through a divorce.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go through that. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, I was like 17 when they divorced.
Yeah.
I was at the tail end of high school.
And see, for me, I was the opposite. You know, I remember talking to coworkers and telling them, you know, how bad my childhood was, and they would say things like, "Oh, well, at least your parents stayed together," and I'm like, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, if
You know,
they fought or like, yeah,
it wasn't even that they fought. My dad did the fighting, and that's pretty much all I gotta say.
Yeah,
he wasn't. I won't say he wasn't physically abusive because he was, but he didn't do it a lot. But there were times he put his hands on my mother. But he was controlling and emotionally abusive.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that's way worse.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bruises and shit heal.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately for me, my dad was a lot of the same way. It was more the verbal, you know, and I love my dad. My dad's still here, but that's the way he was. And unfortunately for me, there's some times where I am just like him, and I have to be reined in by my wife by basically her going, "You got to remember who the fuck you're talking to, bitch." Like, that's to me from her.
And that's funny
because I'm being an asshole.
Right. Well, and it's funny because I will say this. Me and Rihanna, we didn't argue very much. We really didn't. Yeah. No, I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying, like, we really didn't argue. But there was a time, and I'll never forget this. We were arguing, and she goes, "That's not you. That's your dad."
Right.
And that hurt. You know, as much as like I was mad at her for saying it, I knew I needed to hear it. And I say this to a lot of people. Eminem has a line in one of his songs, and I will take this to my grave. I should get it tattooed, to be honest. But he has a song where he's going back, and he's the beefs that he had, he's kind of clearing them up, and he goes, "I also want to thank my father too, because he taught me what not to do."
Right.
And there's a lot of lesson in that, more so than what they do teach you to do. And I think that's where I get from, is I catch myself falling into the trap of acting like my father, and I go, that's not you.
I'm pretty lucky on that one with my dad. All he ever did was work, and obviously he's not perfect, never was, but he worked. He drove a truck for a living. He worked his ass off. He's been retired for 15 years now, but he's living his best life now.
Right.
And the crazy thing is I didn't understand it then. Like, when I was 18, like, we just, constantly butted heads. And now, I literally really consider my dad one of my best friends.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, and my sister's much in the same vein. Like, we were it. Like, it was me and her. We were tight knit, obviously, as kids growing up. We grew up kind of went our separate ways. Obviously, she had kids way younger than I did. Like, her kids are grown, both of them. And I didn't have my first one until I was almost 28.
You and me did the exact same thing, bro.
But that was the thing. Like, but now, because there's such a distance between us, mileage wise. Down in Nashville, we're up here. We're talking 500 miles. It takes me 8 hours to go visit. But we're on the same plane as that. We talk almost every day, whether it's on the phone for 2.5 hours or we're texting constantly, or I'll send her a stupid ass meme just to be like, hey, made you laugh.
Yep.
You know, and I'm supposed to, because I am, you know, I'm the big brother. I'm the oldest sibling out of the two that are, you know, I have an older brother, but he passed at birth. He'd actually be the same age as you.
Oh, okay.
So, in fact, I think he's actually, I think he was born, I want to say it was like December 30th.
The day before my birthday. That's literally the day before I was born.
Yeah.
I was born December 31st, 1980.
Yeah. So, he literally...
That's crazy.
Like, if my brother had lived, you'd probably be friends with him.
Yeah.
Because
well,
you'd definitely
maybe.
be, you know, closer.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would have known him more because we'd have been in the same grade. So that's crazy when you think about the
Did you know that? Did I ever tell you that?
You told me that, but I didn't know. You never told me the birthday. That's new information.
Yeah, it's like end of December 80.
Yeah, I'll tell you a fun fact about that that'll make you guys laugh. My dad got out of prison January of 1980. I was born in December. He did not fuck around when it came to making me.
I can't say anything because my wife and I got together in March of 2017, and my son came in February of 18.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't mess around either. Super smart.
We waited when me and Rhiannon got together.
You're smart.
You're smart. We both didn't think we wanted more kids.
Yeah.
And she had an IUD. Right. So we were just like, all right, like she was like, I'm done. Like she had Sonny, and she was content. And I was like, that's fine with me. But you know, when you fall in love, sometimes plans change.
Oh yeah,
and we were like, fuck it. And the doctor told her, because she has really bad, her hips are basically bone on bone. She doesn't have no like cartilage or anything in there. And we went through a lot of years where she dealt with a lot of pain. She still deals with chronic pain every day, but it was really bad for...
No thoughts of hip replacement or anything like that?
She was too young. They wouldn't let her, because hip replacements aren't permanent.
Right.
They have to continuously be done, and she was too young. They told her, they were like, look, if you happen to want kids, then we need to, next year or two, you need to think about it. And next thing you know, here comes a little baby boy.
Little baby boy.
Yep, and he is everything to me.
He's a good kid.
Obviously I love my other kids very much, and Sunny is the greatest daughter I could have ever had. I mean, she had her teenage years, but dude, we were all fucking teenagers.
Oh yeah.
She's so responsible. I'm so proud of her. And I just, but Ty, man, I actually had the opportunity to raise him.
Right.
You know, she was already 6 when I came in this picture, which is young.
Yeah.
But she had her dad, and I didn't want to step on those toes. So.
Well, that was Maddie for me. She was 6 when I came into the picture, and you know who her biological is. I'm not going to say any names, obviously, but...
Those who know.
Yeah, and you already know what kind of person he is.
Indeed.
And, there's a reason why after almost 10 years that child that's mine. That's my daughter. And that child calls me dad. And I'm the one that, in the last almost 10 years, I'm the one fixing boo-boos. I'm the one, wiping tears.
Putting together Barbie houses on Christmas.
I'm the one showing up to band concerts at middle school, now into high school. I'm envious of that, but I'm also lucky on the fact that I don't have to deal with any of it.
Yeah.
And that's his choice.
Yeah.
Not my choice.
Right.
I never pushed him away. In fact, I advocated for him to get his shit together to take care of what was his. Fathers are important.
Yeah. I don't think they get the love that they get.
They don't.
Yeah.
Even stepfathers.
Well,
we get shit on a lot. Well,
I made a lot of mistakes with her, but
it happens.
I did my best.
Right.
But I think we can close it off there, man.
I think
we
so.
Can close it off there. That was a good episode. Gave people a little insight into our life.
Yeah. We're not just some cold robotic. This is our special.
Yeah. Although those are fun. I enjoy them.
They're very fun. They will come back.
We will sprinkle them in from time to time, but we want to talk about day-to-day things and stuff like that, and you guys just get a window into our twisted minds.
Yeah. Sometimes.
All right. With that, our weekly dad joke.
Dad jokes come back this week. Took a break last week.
Yeah, we took a break because that you guys will see we're recording 2 episodes because next weekend is Memorial Day and Bob's going to be with his family, so we're recording 2 episodes.
Yep.
And we were just so into our last episode that we just forgot.
Yep.
So we're back.
Eric, I just have to let you know that I had a very quiet game of tennis today.
I wouldn't strike you as a tennis player, but
Nah.
okay.
Well, the reason why is because there was no racket.
And with that, we'll see you next week.